Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we break down the biggest stories shaping South African politics. Today, we turn our attention to a fiery new development that's sending shockwaves through the political landscape. Umkhonto we Sizwe, or the MK Party, has launched a scathing attack on Finance Minister Godongwana, calling for his immediate removal. Their message is loud and clear: Godongwana must go. This is not just political theater, it's a statement loaded with frustration, ideological division, and the raw emotion of millions of South Africans who feel left behind by economic policy. The MK Party's latest outburst, shared through their official X account, formerly Twitter, is not just a personal attack on Godongwana. It's an attack on the economic vision of the entire Government of National Unity, the GNU, led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's unpack what this means for the country, and why this could signal deeper trouble for the ANC, the GNU, and the economic stability of South Africa. First, a bit of context. Godongwana has been South Africa's finance minister since 2021, a role that places him at the center of economic decision-making during one of the most difficult financial periods in the country's democratic history. From dealing with post-COVID recovery, to trying to rein in massive public debt, to balancing investor confidence with social welfare needs, his job is anything but easy. But the MK Party, which is closely linked to former President Jacob Zuma and has increasingly styled itself as the voice of the poor and disenfranchised, is having none of it. In their statement, they did not mince words. They accuse Godongwana of being a servant of white monopoly capital, claiming he has consistently shown contempt for the working class. According to them, his policies are not only out of touch, but actively harmful, anti-black and anti-poor, as they put it. The statement specifically attacked his recent budget decisions, which the MK Party argues are deeply neoliberal, prioritizing market confidence, debt repayment, and foreign investment, while neglecting urgent social needs like housing, healthcare, and unemployment. They also frame these decisions as evidence of a sinister alliance between the ANC and the Democratic Alliance, the so-called ANC-DA neoliberal axis. This is not the first time the MK Party has rejected the GNU. They have repeatedly labeled it illegitimate, arguing that it does not represent the will of the people. In their view, the GNU is an elite political club formed to keep power away from rising populist forces like the MK Party itself. But this latest push against Godongwana marks an escalation. It's a calculated move to tie economic suffering, rising food prices, record unemployment, energy insecurity, to a single figure who they claim embodies the failure of the current administration. And in doing so, the MK Party is positioning itself as the only real alternative to the neoliberal status quo. Now let's examine whether these claims hold weight. Godongwana has largely followed the macroeconomic policies of his predecessors: tight fiscal discipline, cautious spending, and prioritizing debt reduction. He argues that investor confidence and economic stability are prerequisites for job creation and social upliftment. His defenders claim that without this approach, South Africa risks a full-blown fiscal crisis, where the state can't even pay salaries or deliver basic services. But critics, including unions, civil society groups, and now the MK Party, argue that this approach is too slow, too cautious, and too beholden to international capital. They believe the country needs bold, redistributive policies, massive public investment in infrastructure, jobs, and basic income support. And here's where the tension lies. On one hand, Godongwana represents economic orthodoxy. On the other, the MK Party offers radical populism, fueled by genuine public anger. But populism is not a policy. It's a political strategy. And while it may win votes, it doesn't necessarily solve problems. That being said, the MK Party's rhetoric is tapping into something real. South Africa is in the midst of a brutal cost of living crisis. Food prices are sky high, the unemployment rate remains one of the highest in the world, and inequality has deepened. Many South Africans, especially the youth, are losing patience with promises of long-term reform. They want change, now. Godongwana's silence in the face of these attacks speaks volumes. So far, he has not responded to the MK party's demands. Nor has the ANC issued any formal rebuttal. This silence could be strategic, or it could signal internal division over how to respond. Either way, it leaves room for political actors like the MK party to dominate the conversation. We must also consider the broader political implications. If the MK party continues to grow its base by mobilizing around economic discontent, it could disrupt the 2026 local government elections and potentially influence national coalitions. The more the GNU is seen as serving elites, the more space opens up for populist and radical parties to gain ground. And this isn't just about one minister. It's about the direction of the South African economy. Are we heading toward austerity or redistribution? Foreign investment or economic sovereignty? Corporate partnerships or community empowerment? This debate is not new, but it's becoming more urgent. With unemployment hovering near 33%, youth joblessness even worse, and growing hunger in urban and rural areas, the country is reaching a tipping point. The MK party has now thrown down the gauntlet. Godongwana must go is not just a demand, it's a rallying cry. A warning shot. A symbol of broader dissatisfaction with how the economy is being run. Whether you agree with them or not, their message is resonating with a segment of the population that feels unheard, unseen, and excluded. As the ANC navigates this tension, both within and outside its ranks, it must ask, is its economic leadership truly delivering for the majority, or is it clinging to models that no longer serve the public good? That's the big question, and the answer may shape the future of our democracy. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what you think. Should Enoch Godongwana step down? Is the MK party making a valid point, or is this just political noise? We'll be watching the developments closely, and as always, we'll bring you the truth behind the headlines. See you next time.